proud to be from Newark, New Jersey today. I am so proud of all of you out there. I love you so immensely, and I'm so proud to be a resident of the city of Newark today. And there's many times when I watch TV and I'm discouraged about the things that are going on in my city, but today is not that day. Today I feel so good that I am from Newark, a boy from Clinton Avenue and 10th Street. I feel so good to be here from Newark, New Jersey. And you need to feel the same way. All of your neighbors who came out here today who thought it was not robbery to show up and raise their voice. And for John Amos, a Newark person, to come here, let's give him some love, right? He gave us the message. And let's give some love to Common, who came all the way from Chicago. Yes, we are so happy and so proud that they come here today. I want to thank all of the Clergy Alliance that showed up, that walked with us, that came out here today, that brought God out of the church and into the streets. We thank them for that. We absolutely love them for that. And let's thank all of our neighbors who walked from every ward, from the North Ward, from the East Ward, from the South Ward, from the West Ward, from the Central Ward. We need peace in our community. We need it now. No more silence. Stop the violence. No more silence. Stop the violence. No more silence. Stop the violence. No more silence. That means you gotta raise your voice. That means you have to speak up. That means you have to say something about what's going on. You can't be a bystander. It's not enough to be on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook cursing people out. You gotta get into the street. You can't just talk about it, you gotta be about it. And you can't blame everybody without blaming yourself. Because what have you done? How many kids have you talked to? How many people have you mentored? What kind of organization you belong to? How many schools you visited? How many after-school programs you're a part of? How many kids you feed in your community? How many times you walk past the guys on the corner and don't say anything to them? What are you doing? How many times you opened up your mouth, besides in the comfort of your home or at your job, on that Twitter moving your finger back and forth, blaming each other about what's going on in your city, but you haven't done a damn thing? Everybody has to have a responsibility. The mayor has a responsibility, yes. The police have a responsibility, yes. But so do our fathers. So do our mothers. So do our brothers. We all have a responsibility, and the question is, are you living up to your responsibility? Are you doing what it is that you need to do? Somebody said that we shouldn't be marching. They were saying, no, I'm tired of marching. I'm glad they wasn't here in 1963. Everything we got, we done marched for. We done opened our mouths for, we done spoke for, we done put our fist up for. We march against all of these things. Today is the day we march against violence. We march against death. We say we are human beings, and our children don't deserve to die on dirty sidewalks, on street corners with blood dripping from their bodies, with their last breath hanging from their mouth. Our babies don't deserve to die at 13, 14 years old. Our kids shouldn't have rifles that were made in foreign lands available in their backyards. It's easier to get a Chinese-made rifle than it is to get a decent loaf of bread in this community. Our kids don't deserve to be raised in neighborhoods where gunshots are heard all day and all night. But we have to hide them in the back room and lay down on the floor like we in Iraq. Our babies deserve to be old men, old women, to have families that they raise, to be role models, and do like John Amos said, and be Supreme Court justices, and be surgeons and lawyers, and be mayors. When we say the children are the future, we got to be talking about our own children. We can't be talking about somebody else's children. When we say our children are the future, we got to talk about the child that's in your living room, the child that's in your kitchen, the child that you walk past on the corner every day. When you say that the city is going to the youth, you have to be talking about that boy with his pants down, walking in the street with a white tee on. You got to be talking about him. And if you ain't talking about him, then you're not talking about yourself. You got to be talking about all these young men you see on these corners that ain't at this rally today. So the question is, when we leave here, what are you going to do? Because we didn't come here just to make you feel good. We want you to feel good, but that's not all we came here for. When you go home, you got to be a part of an organization. You need to start a block association. If you don't have a block association, start one. If there is a block association, join it. We need you to be a part of the PTA. We need you to start a block watch. We need you to patrol your own neighborhood. We need you to take pictures of the things that's going on in your community. We need you to question the people on your block that don't live there. We need you to have after-school programs for your children. We need you to talk to your neighbors' children. And if you live on a block and don't know your neighbors, then that's a problem. You need to ring the bells of every neighbor on your block and introduce yourself. And start an organization on your block. So the next time we have this rally, I can ask you, are you a part of an organization? Everybody in here can raise their hand. I'm afraid to do it now. I'm afraid to do it now. How many people here belong to an organization? Good. We need to get other people, and we need to get other people a part of other organizations, and get them a part of yours, and get that guy on the corner to be a part of your organization too. Go recruit them to be a part of what it is you're doing. Bring them a part of it. We can't just pass judgment on these people that are in our community, because there's no helicopter, no UFO that's coming over dropping these boys in our neighborhood that's committing these crimes. We know these kids. They related to y'all. They're your sons and your brothers and your uncles. You know these babies. They related to us. We protect them even when they're wrong. You hide them in your basement. You give them a ticket out of town. They causing havoc in your neighborhood, and you protected them. You never told them to stop, but you're protecting them. You're protecting them as they commit murder in your neighborhood. You don't stop them. You don't tell on them. You don't grab them up. You got to do something. You got to be responsible. And then you on Twitter talking about this and that. The mayor should do this. The mayor should do that. And your son is out there creating havoc in the community. You need to say something to him. You need to pull him aside. You need to do something about what's going on. You need to have a rally in your own living room. Have a rally in your own kitchen. You need to have an Occupy My House rally.